Hey guys, TMScientist here, and welcome to Fallstreak. I chose this game because I thought it was going to be a similar game to One Shot in a way. Peering down from the sky above, a golden eye strains to open as sleep tugs at its eyelids. A solitary house lies draped in its fading warmth, nestled in the land like an egg waiting to hatch. At its side stands a weathered old tree. The swing that hangs from it rests in utter stillness, lacking any wind to stir it. Oh, hello. Who's this? Within the house, silence settles softly around the figure of a sleeping young girl, like the downy feathers of a newborn chick. Her eyes flicker and shift as she begins to waken. Oh, she's gone. The first breath of awakening escapes my lips as the world fades into view like after a dream. A ceiling different from the one that belonged to my bedroom could be seen, dappled in golden light. I see, upon falling asleep, I had returned to this place. A timeless realm that existed somewhere between the waking world and the world of dreams. A place where one never went hungry and the sun never moved from its spot in the sky. That sounds like a nightmare, not a dream. Once again, I was back at that place. At least, that's an interesting name. Though time wasn't an issue in the Golden Dream, sitting around became unbearable rather quickly. Because the sun's just beating down on your head. It's just like, you're gonna constantly have a tan or a sunburn. Let's go outside. The vivid golden light of an eternal sunset fills my vision as I exit the house. With no particular destination in mind, I start moving my legs towards the horizon. Eventually the house behind me shrinks to nothing but a tiny dot in the distance. But even then, green grass is the only thing that stretches out before me. I had done this many times already, so I knew the Golden Dream was a wrapping world. No matter what direction you went, if you continue in a straight line, you always ended up back at the house. So this is a light version of Caroline? Isolated and closed off, it wasn't wrong to think of the Golden Dream as a prison. If so, the waking world of Sir Katrine was just as much of a prison. It's gonna be a hassle to walk a full loop back around to the house. Ah, you're here. A presence had appeared at my side during my aimless wandering. Though calling it a present was a bit of a stretch, seeing how I couldn't see, hear, or touch it. Is this another game that's gonna call me out? How then did I know it was there? Well, let's just say there's a lot of things that don't make sense in this place. Good evening, Tubby. I am not Tubby. I am not Tubby. Also, evening? It's sunny. You have no concept of time. Tubby, a childish name I had given the immaterial being a long time ago since noticing it for the... I am not Tubby! Well, actually I am a bit, but seriously, that is not appropriate. Since Tubby didn't actually have much work with in terms of characteristics, I had never been able to come up with a better name. Oh well. You like the name Tubby, don't you? Though Tubby appeared at my side during my stays in the Golden Dream, every now and then it was hard to say it offered much in the form of company. Though there are things I can only do when you're around. Lowering myself to the grass, I start to visualize a bicycle in my head. I try conceptualizing every aspect of the bike I can, from its metal frame to its air-filled tires. I even go the extra mile and imagine a cute little bell perched on the handlebars. Concentrating deeply, I shut my eyes. With a slow inhale, I bring my contemplation on the image to a peak. Exhale. Upon opening my eyes, I find the very bicycle I've envisioned standing before me, as if had been there all along. Wow, it came out pretty nice. Let's give it a go. I try mounting the bike. But the poor contraption merely falls apart under my weight, sending me plummeting to the ground with a heroic face flip. Oh my god! I am sorry to laugh, but oh wow! Waboom! Ooh, ow! I don't know why, but whenever Tubby is with me, tinkering around with the fabric of this world becomes possible. There are limits to what I can do, though. Although anything I try to instantiate possesses complete fidelity to my vision, so complications arise if I don't truly understand what I'm trying to conceive. Though I understood the general theory behind how a bike worked, when you get down to the nitty-gritties, it's a complex machine that requires many parts to work together in harmony to perform its function. Well, oh well. Not planning on being a bicycle mechanic when I grow up any days. Disheartened, I attached the bell from the broken bike and gave it a ring as I resumed my journey on foot. But it only creates a dull and pitiful sound like clapping before crumbling to dust in my head. Dude, this world sucks! I don't even want to know, I don't even want to be in this world. Well, looks like we can cross building bells off our list of ambitious dreams as well. Upon returning to the house, I stopped and pondered the motionless swing under the tree. Several hours had probably already passed, not that it really mattered. Before I knew it, the tree was creaking and groaning overhead like a grandpa cajoled into giving a kid a piggyback ride. Sorry. As I sway through the air, my thoughts stray onto a particular avenue. I wonder if God has woes. The nature and veracity of such an existence aside, it was the implication of being all-knowing that interested me. Omniscience. In a way, it could be said I possessed a certain degree of it when it came to the golden dream. But nothing ever happens here without my knowledge after all, because nothing changes in this place unless I dictate or define so. I wonder if from God's perspective, the universe doesn't change unless they dictate or define so. Ain't cool to put they instead of he. Give equal rights there. If so, I can't think of omniscience as anything more than a curse. A curse? If my time in the Golden Dream has taught me anything, it's that experiencing new events beyond your control is an irreplaceable treasure. There is beauty in having things happen even when you do not will them to. I could truly relate to that. But looking forward to a hopeful tomorrow full of seemingly endless possibilities is a privilege of the transient and unknowing. Transient? For an omniscient being, nothing is random, nothing is unexpected, and nothing is unknown. Tomorrow could only hold the promise of predetermined eternity. It would be like being trapped in the golden dream forever. So wait, is this supposed to be like a metaphor? Just imagining it feels suffocating. Huh. Anyway, it's your turn, Tubby. I'm not Tubby! Bring the swing to a halt. I take the seat on the grass and cover my ears. Darkness fills my vision as I shut the everlasting sunset from my eyes. If there's one thing that kept my mind from breaking in this golden purgatory, it was that I had Tubby by my side. Even though Tubby never acts on its own without my input or prompting, the fact that its presence allows me to believe in a will other than my own is my lifeline. When I let go of my ears and open my eyes, I briefly hear the sound of creaking. Looking back, I catch sight of the swing gliding through the air. The sound effects are on point. Funk. Ow! I flop graciously onto my back as the swing crashes into my forehead. That's what you get for sitting too close to a swing. Swings are dangerous, people. You're such a bully, Tubby. Even though everything had transpired according to my design, putting the blame on Tubby instilled much needed colour to my bleak reality. So wait. Is Tubby your own creation, and then the swing hits you? You made the swing hit your own head, and you blame it on the character that you made up. What the? That is messed up. It'd be nice if we could play together. Playing on the swing wasn't as fun when there was no one to push you. Dude, you can get some upswing when no one's pushing you. Ooh. I always end up finding myself here, don't I? My cradle and my cage. The Celestial Library. That was the name I had given the sprawling room painted over with stars. Space was distorted in several rooms in the Golden Dream, but it was only here that it felt like the heavens itself was spreading out before you. What should I read today? Books that can be found in the waking world, and books that spoke of the universe beyond Socrates' closed realm. There was nothing in this garden of knowledge that I had left unread. Hold up. You've read all of those, and all of those. This truly is a nightmare. I hate reading. I hate reading, guys. Don't make me be stuck in this room forever. But it wasn't like I had anything else to do. Picking out a book at random, I settled down on a comfy alcove on the second floor. Go ahead and read too, Tubby. I shut my eyes for a bit as I dressed Tubby. When I reopen them, an open book can be seen lying on the floor by my side. Now, what do we have here? None of the books in the Celestial Library had an author or title, but all it took was a quick glance at the first sentence for me to discern the book's got it. One line for you to distinguish what the book is about. Oh, nah. Bro. It's been a long time since I've read this one. Or perhaps it hasn't been that long at all. A world of only one. It was a story about such a world. As if reflecting the heart of the sole reader, it was a theme that many of the books in this library share. What? It should be that hard to guess then. Now then, take me away once more. Let me slip and fall between the pages, the lines. If only for a moment I shall dream. Oh, Where are we going now? Once upon a time, there was a world that had lost all but one to time. A lone girl who did not know the warmth of others, yet longed for it still. One day she beheld her reflection in the water and had a thought. If the person on the other side were to come over here, I would no longer be alone. It was a simple and childish wish, yet the girl poured everything into that wish. Seconds, minutes, hours, days, months, years, decades, centuries, millenniums. The girl created many cells as time tick-tocked away. One made of wood, one made of clay, one made of porcelain, and one made of plastic. She crafted those cells without end. Dolls that were her very splitting image, that even moved as she might. Yet it was not enough for the girl. For while the dolls could move, it was only when she manipulated them to do so. A self that had their own thoughts and moved of their own will, the girl laboured without end to bring such a self into the world, until at last she was finally able to fulfill her wish. A beautiful doll created the girl's own image and dressed in trim of 7 colours. Upon seeing its eyes open for the first time, the girl voiced the first greeting in her life. "Hello, dear dreamer." However, the doll could only stare in silence, for it did not know of words. So the girl smiled, deeply and widely from the bottom of her heart. For even if the doll did not know words, it should know of smiles. That was what the girl thought of, or rather, wished for. You must have so many questions, so let me show you. You're naught and nil, and my all fulfilled. Taking the doll's hand in hers, the girl turned to the water surface where 2 reflections rippled like the turning of a tale's pages, the jostling of an unended bookmark. Myself, monochrome of 7 colours, I am you, you are me. The puppet, the puppeteer no more. I am you, and you are me. Words spoken with a smile. They carried meaning the doll could not grasp. Yet somehow the doll felt it understood. This beautiful world I've always longed to share with someone. Won't you come and play with me? The world had not changed by the doll entering it. Yet to the girl it felt like the world she had known for time and memorable had been reborn. Man, this game is throwing out huge words. It was a life the girl had only been able to dream of. She showed the doll many things, teaching it and blessing it with old experiences made new. Laughing, playing, they collected precious treasures together. Memories, dreams, the 2 held them in their hands. Warm little stones plucked from the sky and placed in a bucket of water and sand. Then one day, as they gazed over the sprawling fields of a world that belonged all to them, the girl asked the doll a question. Is it fun? A simple, straightforward question, one the doll should have been able to answer, yet in the end, it could only cock its head. What is fun? I understand, but at the same time, I do not. That answer is good enough for me. Is it? Yes, the reason you're not sure what fun is because it's all you know. Having never felt its absence, you are unable to fully grasp its presence. Winter's bite gives form to summer's light. The cold of night makes the sun bold and bright. Oh, I think I get it. The girl's words make the doll wonder about something. Will you show me unfun things as well? Doll grabber. Of course, it's important to experience all the colours of life. Colour puns! Come and get your colour puns! Even sadness is a necessarily sweet pain, because it lets you know what happiness is. It's not enough just to be happy. Even if one knows the utmost happiness, it is but a hollow construct in a vacuum, if not complemented or contrasted by the other colours of life. Hollow. A coin with only one side is meaningless. Coins only have definition and value because they have two sides that can be judged relative to each other. You can't flip a coin and call heads or tails if there's only one side, can you? You can't. The girl giggled when the doll nodded in understanding. Though she was playful like this, she was very wise. There was never a moment when the doll was not learning something from her. Listen well, dear dreamer. A monochrome happiness has no value. Pleasant tints, painful shades, and tones that meld the two together, they're all treasures. It is for that reason that you are adorned with 7 colours, in 7 colours. Even things that are painful and sad should be wished for. That was what the girl said. But if so, if all the colours must be, is there something that must not be? If a canvas graced by all the colours of life is what is sought, is a blank canvas what is not? As if reading Doll's thoughts, the girl shook her head. A canvas that is blank can simply be painted over. No, what must not be allowed is a canvas that is never shared. Something changed about the girl at that moment. Yes, no matter how many canvases teeming with colour you paint, if they are not shared, you are never truly complete. A voice that had always been full of brightness and warmth, it has now dyed a cold and distant shade. Did you know, dear dreamer? No matter how much I wish to, I can't create a story. Because a story is a world, and the minimum amount of people required to make a world is 2. A writer can pen enough books to circle the horizon, but without a reader, a story can never be born of it. Without a reader, a book is nothing but a one-sided coin. No matter how much the author wishes for it, no matter how much they pour their soul into it, the story can not be realized alone. Is this like getting super meta right now? This is going super meta, like very unintentionally. Bitterness, frustration, sorrow, and despair. It was an experience the girl had never shown the doll before. The image of a stranger and someone familiar overlapped, making the doll afraid to reach out. But more than anything, it did not want to see the girl make such a face. So it spoke up, giving voice to its deepest desire. If it takes 2 people to create a world, then let me be that second person. Let me be your other half. The doll wanted to see the girl smile again, because without it, it was lost. Please, I don't know what I can do, but I want to help you. Won't you let me? But the doll's heart felt no, was met only with rejection. Well, words that carried the doll's earnest wish, they fell to the ground, unvoiced, unrealized. You can't. You can't create a world with me. Why? Why can't I? Because you do not possess a will of your own. What do you mean? Am I not here? Am I not speaking with you at this very moment? That too is just a lie. So the doll is a lie, much like the cake. The words you speak are not your own, but they are but the product of a script. Whoa! That. Are we getting even more meta? What? The girl's eyes were alien, foreign. They were the eyes of a stranger the doll did not know. The doll did not understand. The girl who would gaze upon it with warm eyes and caress it with tender hands. Now only coldness dwells within her eyes, a gulf that cannot be traversed having opened up between the two. The doll could not bear it. It wanted the girl it held dear to come back. And so it asked of the girl, "Why do you forsake me?" "I do not forsake you." "You do." "No, it is myself who I forsake. Because there is no one else after all. There is no one else in the world but me. I am here. I exist. You are nothing but a doll." The doll could not accept the girl's word, and so, compelled by a denial that near desperation, it lashed out at the girl. But something unexpected happened to the doll's hand when the doll's hand made contact with the girl. This is where a clanking sound, it had fallen to the ground. The girl's arm. An arm not of flesh and blood. There's nothing left for me to hide, is there? Sinking to her knees, the girl cradled the arm lying on the ground. Her hunched figure seems incredibly small to the doll. Most of my body had already been replaced with doll parts. What? The girl herself was a doll? I am almost as much doll as you. The girl had spared nothing, not even her own body in her yearning to create another self. No! It is for that reason that I know. The strings that attach the body and soul are the same as that which controls dolls. Dolls like you don't have any will of their own. They are simply being inhabited by mine. Strings that bestow life and movement upon the girl's creations. Those fairy strings were the girl's chains. The dolls under my control cannot do anything beyond what I dictate. Even when they laugh, cry and sing, those actions never stop being my own. Even you, dear dreamer, cannot move unless I command it. You are incapable of disobeying the script I write for you. But most importantly, you are incapable of writing your own script. The doll did not know what to say. It did not know how to feel. Perhaps it was in shock, or perhaps it was because the girl had not determined what the doll might feel or say. You understand now, don't you? Why you can't create a world with me? Because I am you, and you are me. A spell to break the glass seal. It left the doll's mouth unbidden. I am all alone in this world. This eternally repeating present. I deluded myself into thinking it was finally over. After so long, my time had begun to move. After so long, I'll finally be able to reach the future. That was what I thought. But it was all just a hollow facade. As one, the doll and girl spoke of the cold truth that lay beneath gilded wonderland. Imagined warmth, fabricated colour. In the end, I'm nothing but a lonely girl playing with dolls by herself. Something wet and clear started to stream down the girl's face. It was proof she was human, proof she was alive. And as the doll could not do the same, it was proof she was the only one in the world. A world like this, I don't need it anymore. I can't bear it anymore. A world of only one that continues to turn fruitlessly like a broken cog. I'm tired of it. So tired. I just want to rest now. So the last thing I will have you do, dear dreamer, is end this life of mine. Hang on. Oh, okay. Oh, jeez. So the last thing I'll have you do, dear dreamer. So the doll and the girl are talking at the same time right now? What? At that moment, it extended from the doll's arm. A terribly cold denial, an affirmation wrought of steel. The key is already in the silver lock. All that's left to do is turn it. With mechanical steps, the doll marched forward, just as the girl directed, just as her will desired. Heh heh. In the end, I knew exactly what I was doing, didn't I? The reason that I created you was to free me from this unending dream. As if guided by invisible strings, the doll's body moved forth. Step 1, 2. The doll advanced towards the girl, tensing, rotating its arm. Now then, this dream that has gone on for far too long. It's time to wake up. With arms spread wide, the girl welcomes the doll into her chest, embracing it sweetly, tenderly, as the doll's 7 colors turned into one. Red, the beautiful canvas. Red, the monochrome canvas. Vibrant, vacant, it became overwhelmed with a singular hue. So dark, so cold. Is this death? It's scary, isn't it, dear dreamer? The doll answered. It did not. A tear ran down its porcelain cheek. Red as a rose, it was not clear. Not clear like the raindrops that flowed down the girl's face. Alone. That's how I've been all my life. But at the very least, I didn't want to die that way. With someone at my side, that's how I wanted it to end. When you grant that small wish of mine, dear dreamer, that was when the doll's mouth moved, giving voice to one last gentle lie. I am here, by your side. We shall sleep together, for I am you, and you are me. And so the world of only one became that of none. And as the last that remained slipped into eternal repose. When I came to, I found myself lying on a bed. Even before I opened my eyes, I knew. Still here, huh? Curling into a loose ball, I found the book I picked out by my side. I ran my fingers across the book's nameless binding. Its blank roughness corresponds. A world where nothing is unexpected and everything is defined by you. And a universe of only one. I wonder what if people were to God as dolls were to the girl. Dolls cannot act on their own, and the puppeteer that controls them can never be ignorant of what they do. Because of an intrinsic level, their actions are the puppeteers. In a similar vein, people can laugh, cry, and sing. But is their laughter and lamentations the product of their free will? Or is it simply the dictation of an unseen script? creating existence other than your own and breathing life into it, loving it with all your heart and giving it your everything. Yet no matter what you do, you'll never be able to escape the intrinsic quality of being an extension of your soul. The despair of knowing your creation can never possess free will or the capacity to grow on its own. It makes you question if you yourself have free will. It makes you question if even God has free will. For if an omniscient entity knows everything, even about its own decisions in the future, does that not forbid free will to that entity? Perhaps free will doesn't truly exist. But then again, I think we should believe that it does. What do you think about that, Tubby? Musing to myself, I turned my gaze to the floor next to the bed. The book I picked out for Tubby in the Celestial Library was laying there, with not a single page turned. What are you, a bumpkin? Don't doze off at the mere sight of a book. At least try to read some of it. Then I blink and I look again. Tubby's book, which had been on the first page, was suddenly on the last. You're not fooling anyone into thinking you read all that in the blink of an eye. I'm quite conscious of the fact that everything in this exchange is merely part of a script I've imagined. But spirited facades like these were important to keep my sanity intact. I'm just like the girl in the story, aren't I? Well, why get out of the way? Life's most fundamental quality is that it subverts non-existence. Perhaps it could even be said that it was life's most intrinsic purpose to be something rather than nothing. Anything that defines nothingness. Everything that fills the world with color and movement. It was the most base and pure of impetuous. A blank canvas must be painted over no matter what it means. But even the most beautiful canvases are as null as dust if not shared. I breathe a heavy sigh as I rest my head on my book. Being left alone here for so long with nothing but your own thoughts gnaws at you. Since I never got tired here and there was no night, the only thing to dictate when I slept was whim. Entry and exit from the golden dream didn't seem to have any rhythm or rhyme or reason to it. There have been times I have woken in the alternative, rather, after simply shutting my eyes for a bit. Good evening, Tubby. Mumbling something that wouldn't make sense anywhere else, I begin to doze off. As I'm fading away, for some reason I'm struck with the implacable conviction that Tubby would make for an excellent pillow. Dude, again, I'm not Tubby, and I won't make an excellent pillow. Tubby pillows for sale. Tubby pillows for sale. Buy one, get one free. Wow. This is a true offense to me right now. No refunds will be issued if for some odd reason your product has no actual physical form. Yes! Woo! That's the sound of chirping birds, a song that brings me relief so sweet that I feel my entire body going slack with relief. As my eyes adjust to the warm sunlight falling through the window, I let out a breath so deep one would think I'd been holding it the entire night. A light breeze rustles the curtains, brushing against my cheek the way one would tenderly caress someone to ease them from their slumber. It's probably something few others would ever think about. But the air of the world we live in is alive. It's full of movement, weight, and subtle sense. Is that pizza? There is a texture to it that the golden dreams Ersatz air can never compare to. I'm back. The sights and sensations of the waking world fill me with a maddeningly familiar hunger, like the desire to gorge on the rich stimuli surrounding me. Speaking of eating, something smells good. The appetizing aroma of breakfast being prepared tickled at my nose, prompting me to slip out of the comfort of my bed. Well, this is a nice place. And you know what? I'm going to actually end the episode here because I've still got another game that I'm just going to be playing to try and finish up today. But other than that, well, that's the end of the episode for today. Links to my Twitter and my YouTube page will be down below, along with a link to Amino for you guys to go and check out. And don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when the next video comes out. And like if you love this style of game where it's just like you read a story. Mad Scientist out.